Big exciting news to start your Monday morning as Wall Street believes stimulus will get passed. Several analyst reports we issued minutes ago say that they're betting on stimulus getting passed very soon. This is incredible great news for you. The bond market's trading up on belief that stimulus is, let's use that word, let's use another word. Soon. You knew I was going to use that word, the one that starts with M and ends with ent. Let's put a dent in this. Let's get moving. Let's get motivated. It's a great Monday morning. You made it through the weekend. We're going to get through this together. Thank you for joining me on Mornings LALATE. Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Mornings LALATE. It's the morning edition. Thank you for joining me earlier on Early Mornings LALATE, which is actually trending now worldwide #1 for the 6 a.m. Eastern Standard broadcast. I'm very excited. Thank you for all that you do, this incredible, great family. I have incredible, great news to start the morning, so I'm so glad you're here. It's a good morning, and we're going to get through this together to the other side. If you've not already subscribed, make sure you do, because we're going to have a lot of videos in the next 2 days, and I'll be changing up the format programming schedule Tuesday because of election night. Also, make sure you like the video. It's really helping with the algorithm. Helping the videos appear first, and also hit that alert in the front of this channel so you get an alert when a new video goes live. Oh, what a great Monday it is. I hope you had a great weekend. I hope you got rested, enjoyed Halloween, and there's just so much great news. I'm so excited for you. In this new recording for Monday morning, taped shortly before 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on the West Coast, Wall Street is trading up, ironically, yes, on belief that stimulus is going to get passed. Not only Wall Street, but the bond market and the bond traders say they see stimulus coming. I'm going to have a lot of quotes from a lot of different analysts that say they believe that it will occur. So, and they generally get things very correct, unlike other people. This is incredible, great news, but they're pushing, as you should, Purple Power, viewers of this channel, to push for stimulus down to the 11th hour before election night and after election night. Additionally, I'll be covering the Federal Reserve. People have been asking a little bit about it because I covered it, I think it was on Friday and Saturday, and there's going to be a lot of shouting underway today to get the Federal Reserve to step in. Fix those prices of milk and eggs that's going through the roof. Cost of living, COLA. My SSDI and SSDI viewers, we've been talking about this a lot, especially for your benefits checks. More about that in a second. And finally, which political candidate is being funded a lot, not just a few dollars, by Wall Street? Oh boy, it's hot here. Maybe it's because the coffee's brewing and the bacon's buttering and the toast is toasted. I'm so glad you're here. Get that coffee ready, put your feet up, and let's get to it. And this is the breaking news. The breaking news as you start your new morning is that Wall Street is jittery. Jittery more than a person on a roller coaster because they see stimulus coming. New reports issued moments ago say that Wall Street is betting on stimulus right around the corner. This is incredible great news, and this follows early morning's broadcast in which I told you Wall Street is literally shouting for stimulus to get passed. Really quite interesting. If you join me Sunday evening, I told you that in the late part of every night here on the West Coast, around 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we know where Wall Street is trading the day before based upon stimulus talks. And last night I told you that Wall Street was down 100 points in the pre-market trading. Then by early mornings, LA, it was down 150 points. Now it's up 200 points. But what I want you to understand, and this is very important, is that Wall Street up and down doesn't mean you're not getting stimulus or are getting stimulus. It's just whether the discussion includes stimulus. And this is incredible great news. This is incredible great news. Wall Street is shouting loud and clear on stimulus to get it for you. They want to get you the stimulus checks. They want to get you that hazard pay. They want you to get that FPUC. They want to get you that EIDL, that PPP, that Main Street lending program. That's a big thing that came out on Friday. They want to get you those grants, that free money, all that money that you need right now. And they want you to get a lot of it. Let me go over the great details on stimulus check amounts and all other amounts that are the big focus of Wall Street this morning. First, stimulus checks. And what I'm going to be talking about in this period of time, first is initially the period of May to now. So I want to make sure we're on the same boat of the period of time that Wall Street's focusing on, May to now. I'll deal with the next period in a short second. First, they think that you should be getting those stimulus checks and you should be getting them right away. We call them direct deposits. We call them, supplemental assistance. There's a lot of different words for it. That they want you to get those stimulus checks. Let me tell you what the offers have been and what the Purple Power, the viewers of this channel, are pushing on this morning. This is incredible great news. First, everyone says you should get a stimulus check if you're an adult. This is really good news because under the first stimulus package, if you were on SSDI, SSI, Social Security, or railroad benefits, you did not get a stimulus check. Gone is that nonsense. It is with the sense. Lots of sense. Actually, some dollars. They want all adults to get a stimulus check. They don't want it to be taken out for child support. They don't want it to be taken out for taxes. And they don't want it to be taken out for collections. They want all adults to have a stimulus check. So what is the amount? Well, Temple Doom, $1,200. But she still wants to give adult dependents a water down check, $1,000. Oh, that's not going to work, honey. No. Steve Mnuchin, he was initially at $1,200 4 weeks ago, but then came the incredible great news. Oh, this is such good news. Mark Meadows, chief of staff to Donald Trump, said, you know what? The president wants to go higher. So the president has offered in the negotiations a higher additional amount for stimulus checks. He said it in a few different dates, and so we know that the remark means that the check amount got bigger, not the eligibility got bigger, that check amount got bigger. How big? We don't know. Is it $2,000? It could very well be. It's a bigger amount. So this is incredible great news. Steve Mnuchin, a bigger amount, approaching $2,000 perhaps, and this is for all adults. Oh, finally. Then for children, children going hungry? Well, not with Steve Mnuchin. He wants $1,000 for children. This is incredible great news. He wants to give more than the Temple Doom of $500. But then there's those problem solvers. Yes. The White House has said they would co-sign the problem solvers bill. Mitch McConnell at one point said he would do the problem solvers bill. Lindsey Graham, who has a lot of weight in the GOP, said he would do the problem solvers bill. Chuck Grassley, a lot of other Republicans said they would do the problem solvers bill. They call for a $1,200 stimulus check, but two of them, one now and one in March. Okay. Then is there a possibility for multiple stimulus checks? Yes. This is also great news. Steve Mnuchin has always said he would do multiple stimulus checks, not in the same bill, but he would do one and another one later. Of course, that was several months ago. Now time has progressed, so it's likely that the stimulus checks, the multiple stimulus checks, would be put in the same bill if it covers multiple periods of time. More about that in a second. And how about the Purple Power, the followers of this channel? Oh boy, we are saying it very loud and clear. Bigger checks. We need bigger checks. The VP nominee, Senator Harris, who co-wrote the bill with Bernie Sanders, the progressive Democrat out of Vermont, said, you know what? $1,200 don't got it. Got to give more. $2,000 for 6 months or until the pandemic goes away and unemployment dissipates. Well, unemployment went down last Thursday. This is incredible great news. New jobless claims the best since the pandemic started. Finally, 725,000. Oh, wait, that's not that particularly good. No. Well, the pandemic was 250 per week before the pandemic started. It was 250,000 new jobless claims per week announced every Thursday. Last Thursday was 750. Well, it's getting better. That's the best number since the pandemic started, but that's not going away. Then the pandemic also not going away. The new therapeutics and the vaccines are expected to roll out in January. Well, that's not today. So 6 months? Well, it's been 6 months. It's been 7 months since CARES Act 1. 6 times 12, 6 times 2, $12,000. Then there's FPUC. Big questions about FPUC. Well, everyone wants you to get FPUC. There's no dispute about it. What is the amount? It generally will land between $400 and $600 a week. It would be retroactive, and that's where the purple power steps in. The powers that be, the Democrats and the Republicans, wanted to be retroactive to September. There's that month that starts with Aug and ends with Est, August. Well, they seem to not want to pay you August as though that month didn't exist. Let me see. We had bills in the month of August, so I think that month did exist, so pay up. So the purple power is doing a really good job in saying, hey, we got to bring it retroactively to the date at which FPUC expired. As a side note about FPUC, there was great news over the weekend, which I detail on this channel, that a lot of states are now paying LWA despite that $100 threshold. So they're now coming back and saying, you know what, it was not fair to our citizens. We're going to pay it ourselves out of our own pockets. So be on high alert. If you did not get LWA, they're now doing it for some of the states because they say it was not fair to their citizens. They didn't get it. Finally, hazard pay. Oh, this is exciting. Wall Street says you're entitled to have hazard pay, a frontline worker. And then there's EIDL, EIDL grants, EIDL loans, PPP, Main Street Lending Program. There's that Lifeline Act language that a lot of people are starting to ask me about. A $50,000 grant. Yeah, I'm bringing you your back is going up in the 10-minute mark. You're like, $50,000? What do you mean $50,000? Yes, there is a provision in the HEROES Act for a $50,000 grant. A, I don't think it's ever going to last. B, it says the lower of the cost of goods sold or $50,000. So if your cost of goods sold is $2,000, you're getting $2,000. You're not getting $50,000. But there's the possibility you could. I mean, the language is there. Finally, the Main Street Lending Program, thank God, announced on Friday, reduces the threshold to $100,000. My viewers are absolutely ecstatic. Ecstatic. So many needed this money, and it doesn't cancel out EIDL and doesn't cancel out PPP, all that and more. If that's a lot of information in just a few minutes, it should be, because there's so much money out there in top of the $150 million of CARES Act 1 that is now being used for grants and hazard pay across the country. Yesterday, Pennsylvania announced it's rolling out grants or hazard pay grants out of that CARES Act 1 money, and the program was so great that it's being heralded and being asked to be launched in other states. Oh my God, this is incredible, great news. So let's now turn to Wall Street's thoughts about going forward. As you sit here in November, well, how about December? What about January? What about March? What about February? Here is where we talk about what I call lockdown stimulus or third stimulus. Wall Street is very vocal that you need to have third stimulus ready, and you need to get paid third stimulus. What is this period? This is the period in which a potential lockdown will be announced by your governor. Remember, the president cannot announce a lockdown. He doesn't have the authority to do it. It is done by the governor or the city or your county in which you live, and there's concerns that lockdowns could be coming. Those concerns materialized over the weekend, especially when England went on lockdown. France went on lockdown last Tuesday. Germany's on lockdown. Their lockdowns are 1 month to late December. But how about us? Wall Street says, you know what? If you go on lockdown and you're going on lockdown for December, January, February, you need some stimulus on it. You need a lot of stimulus. So we need stimulus for businesses. We need stimulus for people. We need you to be able to pay money. Next, Federal Reserve. Well, Wall Street is vocal on the Federal Reserve today. It started on Friday. We'll see how much discussion of it continues out throughout the day. You know, Wall Street has these ebbs and flows. They start very loud and then get quiet and then get loud. Well, let's see if Wall Street stays on point with this. This one is about your cost of living. If you go to the market, have you seen eggs? Have you seen milk? Drop in the comments below how much milk and eggs cost and where you live. I'd love to hear it. Let's compare notes. How much does a dozen eggs and a gallon of milk cost where you live? Because this is what Peter DeFazio, Democrat, House, out of Oregon, said over 2 weeks ago. He said, you know what, I'm going to go to the Temple Doom, said, I need more stimulus checks. We need more stimulus checks. And we need to ensure that benefits, my SSDI, SSI, and Social Security benefits viewers are increased because the cost of living adjustment, COLA, how much it should be adjusted per year, needs to be increased. Social Security says, no, we're going to increase it for the lowest amount ever in recorded history. Not sufficient. So Americans need additional stimulus. And the concern is that Jerome Powell is not embracing the problem. Let me explain what's going on. Jerome Powell several months ago said, I like some inflation. We're going to embrace the inflation. We love some inflation. That was when he said we have some stimulus. Now he doesn't have stimulus, which he wanted to have. He expected second stimulus. He urged Steve Mnuchin to do second stimulus. Now we don't have second stimulus. We have a stagnant, with an stagnant, stagnant inflation economy. It's flat. Flat is flat. Flat like the Midwest. Sorry. And then we have inflation going up, prices going up. What does that cause? That causes stagflation. And the concern is that stagflation leads to a Great Depression. So what is Wall Street doing with it? They're saying, you know what? We got to get Jerome Powell to move, and move right now. Jerome Powell's not expected to do anything until December, but they're saying December's too long. Jerome Powell has always promised to us and Wall Street that he would step in when we need stimulus relief, when there's big changes in issues. And those big changes are, one, the issue of stagflation kicking in. Second, new COVID-19 cases. We'll see the Sunday numbers today. We know that this Friday and Saturday was about 100,000, up from 70,000 just a week and a half ago. I mean, the concerns were going up 10,000 cases a day. That's just not per week. That's just not good. So Wall Street says, hey, step in. Let's get this done. Then there's this concern. And the concern is, where would we go next? Going next involves looking at the volatility of the stock market. So the stock market currently is up 310 points, 2%. The S&P up 35 points, 1%. And NASDAQ up 116 points, 1.2%. This is quite fascinating because Wall Street can't figure out whether stimulus is coming today, tomorrow, or later this week. Jim Paulson, maybe this crazy market is just not about tech relative revaluation, but a simultaneous tech and broader market relative revaluation. And if there is a theme that still works, it's stimulus, says Young, a chief investment officer at Tactical Alpha. There are micro reasons to be positive. Stimulus is coming. Did you hear that? Let me read that again. Stimulus is coming. A vaccine is coming. And the removal of the election uncertainty is going to be a big positive. With the S&P down 3% on the month, says CNBC in a statement today, stocks are expecting stimulus with a big outperform on the hopes that stimulus is coming. Quote, the stimulus play in October, referring to last month, was solar stocks up 5%, metals up 5%. But they believe the stimulus play, that meaning the stimulus is coming, is still in place for November. Those plays include infrastructure, looking at businesses like Martin Marietta up 18%, Vulcan up 6%. There are other indicators that the market has faith that more stimulus is coming, reports CNBC. Bond yields, for example, are up, and this is creating a big rally in the markets. In the month, with the S&P down 3%, and bank stocks were up 12%. Bonds were down because of the concern about the amount of debt that's going to have to be issued to fund the stimulus program, says Young. So this is fascinating. The bond market is up based upon the belief that stimulus is going to cost some money, and hence they think that stimulus is going to get passed. Wow. Incredible, great news. Commodities are also up on the belief that stimulus is coming as well. Investors saying tech can go much higher because it's expensive. Still, there is still some jitters. Anyone can tell you there's a lot of confidence. It's a lie. They're very uncertain. The election outcome is still uncertain. The market's relative volatility. And everyone is prepared for less stimulative regime. Meantime, a new report out today says that Biden is being funded by over 30 executives from Wall Street. A list of more than 800 people have paid over $100,000 or more to the Biden campaign. And the co-owner of the Milwaukee Bucks, Mark Larcy, has paid $3 million, says the report. Let me answer some incredible questions and comments from yesterday's recording. Andy, the stimulus needs to be issued under emergency conditions. Felicia, how come when the government wants something, they want it now? But when the American people, they want to drag their butts? Well, not anymore. And Wall Street's saying, get it done. Ted Cole, this is like the real-life movie Dumb and Dumber. Deanna, I feel so sorry for homeless people. Brielle, I can't believe the elections are 2 days away. These are comments from 21 hours ago. Linda, America has not forgot they owe us bank checks. Wayne, the government is really just getting horrible. Get it done. Chris, I can't wait till the election's over. A lot of people feel that as well. And stay positive, everyone. I love that. Helen Capone. Hey, good morning, Helen. Hey, LA and our Purple Power family. Love that bacon. Pamela Farmer. The American people want stimulus now. Amen. Patricia Horeen, mail-in ballots are a big concern. Janie Crocker, get it done. Robin, and Ryan, and Cecil, all great comments. Thank you for incredible comments to start the new morning. If you have comments of today's recording, drop them in the comments below. Boy, it's a great day. I'm so glad you joined me. Go to the front of this channel and subscribe if you've not so you don't miss a video when a new video goes live. Also, like this video. Meantime, join me at 12 noon Pacific Standard Time for 28. Counting down to the 28 days before election night. No one away. There we go. That's at 12 noon. As always, stay informed, stay smiling, and save our life for more.